Hey everyone and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex. In today's video we are showing you something that you will never see anywhere else on the internet, and that's the inside of the New Balance Sports Research Lab. This is an exclusive place and we have access here thanks to New Balance and our partner Iron. We will show you everything in here, but first let me throw one. So you may be wondering, what's inside a sports research lab? Well, there's a few sections. We will show you each and every one of them. There's a smash lab, there's a running lab, there's a surface lab, and then there's a heat room. Let's go see everything. Now in this room we have the running lab, and as obvious as it could be, there's a running treadmill and there's Magdalena being tested for running economy on this treadmill. You can compare shoes and all. It's quite interesting. And this is the Smash Lab. This is where New Balance has some of the fanciest tools to test shoes. Namely, and I'm going to ask Ethan here in a second, but namely there's one here that is compressing shoes, smashing shoes, hence the name of the lab. Ethan, you were ready for this, obviously. Thanks for being on the channel, and can you give us a few hints at what this tool is doing?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So this is our InStrong machine. It's really focused on understanding the cushioning properties of our shoes. So looking at energy return, how much displacement, how much it really squishes. And we can do that for performance on short time points of how does it impact an athlete, or what's the cushioning properties right now, how is it in 100K cycles, how is it over the length of a marathon. Really trying to understand how our foam and our footwear's performance change over time.
And Ethan, you're working with athletes, but also here in the lab with machines. Leaving aside the part where you work with athletes, what's your favorite machine here in the lab? Personally, which one would you pick if you had to take one home and keep it forever?
Keep it forever. That's a good question. I think I would say this one, and I'll say that because of the simplicity of it, like being able to put a shoe on there and squish. There's also other different attachments we can do for this one. We've done some really fun stuff where we've looked at shearing forces and trying to understand twisting of different carbon fiber plates, the bending of plates, rubber being kind of shredded, a whole bunch of different things to really understand how our footwear can ultimately impact an athlete and change performance. So this one is almost our go-to for anything random almost.
Cool. Thank you so much for having us in the lab. It's really cool to see, the behind the scenes and the secret stuff. So thank you for that. We are here in the temperature room. Essentially, New Balance can set up the temperature anywhere from 0 to 100 Fahrenheit and from 0 to 100% of humidity. Also up to 16,000 feet of elevation, so 5,000 meters. Quite impressive. They have this robot here, Andy, that is actually sweating just like a human being would. They can test garments on Andy to see how the sweat would impact the apparel, the kit that Andy is wearing. 30 degrees Celsius and 60% humidity. That's the same conditions as when Coco Gauff, tennis player, won the US Open a couple of years ago. And yeah, she played that match for 4 hours. We've been here for 5 minutes and I'm really warm. Quite impressive. And welcome to the athlete room. This one is very special because it looks like a locker room, and you have some of the crazy names of New Balance partner athletes here on the wall, namely Gabby Thomas for track and field, Coco Gauff for tennis. They all come here when they visit New Balance, the sports research lab here at New Balance in Boston. They get to this room, and this is where they can get cozy. It's a familiar environment with the lockers, and this is where they get presented their new kits, their new shoes, and they also have the team coming here with them to gather some feedback, to ask them specific questions. So this is really where everything is happening for the athletes. Now we are with Chris Murphezi. Chris is one of the shoe geeks at New Balance, along with some other that you know already here from the channel. You've seen Chris at CRE in 2023, if I remember well. Chris, first of all, why is it that this place is so special? Why is the New Balance Sports Research Lab so special? Can you tell us in a few words?
Yeah, so we're in Boston, Massachusetts, right across from our world headquarters in our sports research lab. And frankly, this is where the magic happens. This is where our intersection of our athletes, our researchers, this is where we're gathering the data that helps build our world-class product.
And we are allowed only to show this tiny piece of wall behind us because everything in this gigantic room around us is secret. Chris, what are you working on that is so secret and that is so protected and that we cannot show?
Well, we have some really exciting updates coming in 2025. Right now, everyone is in town talking about the Super Comp Elite. We are very excited to have that out in market, and we also have some really exciting product in 2025 and 2026 that we're giving people a sneak peek on. So, yeah, stay tuned from New Balance.
Thank you, Chris. Welcome to the New Balance Grand Prix. It's Sunday here in Boston and it's race day. We have so many races to cover today. The 60 meters featuring Noah Lyles, Marcel Jacobs. We have the 1500 on the men's side, the 3000 meters on the men and the women's side. It's going to be fascinating. We'll show you as much as we can. Let's enjoy. This is it, guys. Thank you so much for being with us this weekend here in Boston with New Balance and our partner Iron. You saw the event, you saw the lab, you saw the athletes, you saw the products. There's some exciting stuff coming up. And good news is with our partner Iron, we'll take you to London for the London Marathon in a few months. Stay tuned.